I'm going to grab some tissues. There you feel it trickling down.
This is our reporter of the day material for warm-up. We're going to have some warm-up and then we'll slow it down a little bit and for the actual reporter of the day portion. So this warm-up will be at 1:50. Oh, and I still forgot to tell you our names. We are Mr. Sullivan for the plaintiff and Mr. Alured for defense. So I am Mr. Sullivan for the plaintiff.
I am the witness.
I'm Mr. Alured for defense.
Miss Alured,
Mr.
Can you please spell that for me?
Yes, ALLURED. URED.
And it's Miss?
Mr.
Mr. Got it.
Can't you tell?
These days.
Yeah.
Okay.
What line?
Oh, sorry. We're on page
Page
9.
nine.
I'm in the wrong place.
24.
Page 9.
24?
Line 24.
Okay. This begins with a question by Mr. Alured, for the record. And what was your title at Connolly's?
I don't remember the exact title. It was Controller, Vice President of Finance.
What line of business was Connolly's Furniture in?
Retail furniture business,
They own a chain of stores?
2 or 3 stores.
Where were you employed after leaving Connolly's?
At Price Waterhouse.
Why did you decide to leave Connolly's?
More responsibility and more opportunity to advance.
You weren't fired?
No, I was not.
How long did you work at Price Waterhouse?
Approximately about 6 years.
So this would be roughly 86 to 92 or thereabouts?
I think 93.
At Price Waterhouse, did you work on the audit side?
Yes.
Did you do any other work?
Yes, I did.
So you worked on both audit and tax?
Yes.
How long did you work on the audit side?
I don't recall.
What do you mean by how long?
What period of time? Do you have any estimate?
A year.
So it was 1 year on the audit side and the remainder on the tax side?
1 or 2 years.
Did you hold more than one title at Price Waterhouse?
Yes, I did.
Would you describe for me the titles which you held?
Auditor, senior accountant, or senior auditor and manager.
You did not make partner at Price Waterhouse?
That's right.
Why did you decide to leave Price Waterhouse?
For more compensation and more opportunity, and I prefer to join industry.
And where were you employed after Price Waterhouse?
Fairchild Semiconductor.
I take it that at Price Waterhouse you worked on clients' accounts that were high-tech companies?
Yes, I did.
Approximately how many?
I can't recall how many. Many.
How many can you identify any of them for us?
Fairchild Semiconductor, IBM. Again, I believe Signetics, to the extent companies like DeGiorgio and Standard Oil and Lucky Stores, Biggie, Crane, and Dreyage, to the extent they have divisions in high tech. I worked on those also, and there were many others.
How long were you employed at Fairchild?
About 2 years.
What was your title at Fairchild?
It changed throughout the period.
Would you tell me what titles you did hold?
The first one was manager of federal and foreign taxes, and the second one was director of taxes.
Why did you decide to leave Fairchild?
To go to a company that I had received an offer from another company that offered more compensation and more benefits, more opportunities.
What company was that?
Memorex Corporation.
How long were you employed at Memorex?
About 5 years.
So we were talking approximately 95 to 2000?
Yes.
What titles did you hold at Memorex?
Initially director of taxation, then director of finance for the Americans in Asia group, and then the acting general manager of the Americans in Asia.
Why did you decide to leave Memorex?
I wanted to. Well, again, I got a good offer, an offer for a better position with more compensation, more opportunity, and what I thought was an excellent company.
You weren't fired from Memorex?
No,
What was the company you went to work for?
Diasonics,
What was your first position at Diasonics?
Vice President of Finance, CFO.
When did you assume that title?
I don't know if that's the exact title, but about July 2000.
How long did you remain in that position?
Remained in that position until, again, I don't know the exact date the title changed, but about October of 2001.
What position did you hold after that?
Concurrently, or after that, I held a position of president of the NMR division.
In addition to being vice president of finance?
No, at that point in time, I discontinued being vice president of finance.
And at some point, your title changed again?
Yes.
When was that?
Again, I don't know the exact date, but about May, June of 2002.
And what did your title change to at that time,
I took on the responsibility as acting CFO.
as well as being president of the NMR division?
Yes,
So from approximately October of approximately May of 02 onward, you were both acting CFO and president of the NMR division?
from that point forward I was.
Okay, how long did you hold those two titles?
The president of NMR title was discontinued about March, or approximately March of 2003. March, April, I'm not sure what the date was.
Why was that discontinued?
Why was that discontinued?
The title of president of the NMR division.
I don't know for sure.
Do you have any understanding whatsoever?
Not specifically.
Do you have a general understanding?
General understanding is that I really don't know the rationale behind why it took place.
And you continued to serve as acting CFO?
Yes, I don't know if my title was ever technically changed to CFO and not acting CFO.
So you are not sure whether you were acting CFO or acting CFO? It was a matter of formal nomenclature?
I think it's vague, but you can answer it.
In practice, I was the CFO. Whether technically I had the title or not, I'm not sure. I'm sure exactly when it got recorded in the minutes.
Okay, so that's kind of what we're talking about.
Is that CFO or CPO?
CFO.
For both?
Yeah.
Acting CFO or CFO.
Okay, got it. And what did you change the date to?
01. Sorry. I missed one. Okay, so now back to the beginning. And so we'll read in 1 and 2s.
Is this for the
For the, yeah.
Oh.
And so we'll read to line 23 of line 9. Okay, so our, you're,
I'm just throwing it
you're,
away.
I was gonna say you have a cold or allergies?
I don't know what's going on with me right now, because I don't have allergies.
Oh, well.
Maybe it's like a sinus infection.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so we need to have the witness sworn.
Okay. Witness, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly state under penalty of perjury that the evidence that you shall give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I think we're ready to begin.
Okay. For the record, would you state your full name for the record, please?
My name is Thomas Martin Barone.
What is your residence address?
14017 Bowery, Bowery, Saratoga, California, 95070.
All right. By whom are you currently employed?
By Barone Enterprises Incorporated,
What is your business address?
10883 Farmer Road, Cupertino, California, 95017.
Have you ever had your deposition taken before?
Yes, I have.
How many times?
I don't recall the number of days.
It was just one time though, one deposition.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. In what context was that deposition taken?
It was with a personal injury suit.
Did you testify at trial in that matter?
Yes, I did.
Is it correct that that suit did not involve any claims for violations of the federal securities laws?
That's correct.
And you are represented here today by Mr. Sullivan and Mr. Maddox.
Yes, and Miss Wagner.
At the risk of restating what counsel already may have told you, the purpose of the deposition today is to obtain your testimony insofar as it may relate to the Diasonics securities litigation. The procedure is fairly simple. I'll be asking questions and hopefully you'll be answering. Our dialogue will be transcribed by the court reporter who will prepare it in a booklet form, and you will have the opportunity to read and correct the booklet after it has been prepared. But I want to advise you that in the event the matter goes to trial, and if you do make corrections, the attorneys will be free to comment on the fact that you have made corrections. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Second, your testimony is subject to the penalties of perjury, and the fact that we are in an informal surrounding does not diminish your obligation to tell the truth. I'll try to make my questions as clear as I can. If you don't understand one, ask me to rephrase it, and I'll be happy to do so. Otherwise, I'll assume you understood it and answered accordingly. Finally, it's important to make your responses audible inasmuch as the court reporter has difficulty transcribing physical gestures. If all that's understandable, would you describe for me your educational background beginning after high school?
After high school, I attended college and got a BS degree from the University of California at Berkeley, 1982, and took graduate work at San Jose State University, but did not pursue a degree at San Jose State.
Did you have a major at Berkeley?
Yes,
What was it?
business finance.
What? Please speak up. Did you get that, Ms. Reporter? Please read the answer back.
Business, finance.
Thank you.
Approximately, when did you take the graduate courses after San Jose State?
1983, 1984, maybe later.
What was the nature of the graduate courses that you were taking?
It was preparation for the CPA examination.
So it was not, were the courses part of the business school?
Yes, they were.
Were you enrolled in the business school?
Yes, I was.
So in effect, you were attending business school, but you did not obtain a degree. Is that a fair statement?
A degree from which university?
From San Jose State.
That's correct.
Are you a CPA?
Yes.
When were you certified?
To the best of my recollection, 1985.
When you were attending classes at San Jose State, were you a full-time student?
No.
Were you working at that time?
Yes.
With who?
P. Marwick and Mitchell, Certified Public Accountants.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that. Ms. Reporter, could you read that back, please?
I'm just gonna ask you the same question. P. Marwick and Mitchell, Certified Public Accountants.
Is that correct, Mr. Barone?
Mr. Brown.
Pete? Is that me?
Mhm.
Is that my name?
I thought you were talking
I thought you were talking to her too. Yes, that's correct.
Is it P or Pete?
Pete. Do you want me to spell the last name?
No, that's fine. Do I put all this on the record?
As much as you have written, you do. All right. Mr. Allier?
Okay. When were you employed at Pete Marwick?
Beginning in April of 1983.
And how long did you work there?
2 years.
Until approximately middle of 85?
Correct.
Were you a staff accountant?
Yes, I was.
Were you doing tax or audit work?
Audit work.
Were any of the clients that you worked on at Pete Marwick in the high technology field?
Yes, they were.
Approximately how many?
I don't remember.
Can you tell me who they were?
Fairchild Camera and Instrument Corporation, Plantronics, Plastronics.
Take your time and go through so the court reporter can take it down.
If you consider FMC High Tech, IBM, let's see, that was at Price Waterhouse and a number of other high-tech companies. Oh, Signetics was another one.
Did you leave Pete Marwick to go to work at Price Waterhouse?
No.
You left Pete Marwick to work somewhere else?
Yes, I did.
Where was that?
Connolly's Furniture.
Why did you decide to leave Pete Marwick?
To increase my compensation and get a more challenging position.
Were you fired from Pete Marwick?
No.
How long did you work at Connolly's Furniture?
I believe about a year and a half.
And that's the end of our Reporter of the Day segment. Now we're going to do warm-up for our Depot A takes. Mr. Kearney for defense who is examining, and Mr. Bakos for the plaintiff. And this is warm-up from the same material that will go from 140 to 170. And to identify, I am Mr. Bakos for the plaintiff.
I'm the witness.
I'm Mr. Kearney for defense. Begins with the question by Mr. Kearney for the record. How do you occupy your time during that period?
I do anything from relax, take it easy every now and then, kick back, and go out to see friends.
Other than socializing and seeing your friends, do you do anything else to occupy your time during the other 4 days in the last 6 months that you associated with Wes?
No.
Is there anything that has prevented you from applying for employment on any one of those 4 days that you're not, on the average, working for Wes in the last 6 months?
My car has been broken down, so that's restricted me from looking for work.
Does Sacramento have a public transit system?
Yeah, it does.
Are you capable of riding on the public transit system?
I don't like it because, they're pretty dangerous nowadays.
Are you in fear of a violent situation?
I like to try to stay away from violence or whatnot.
So out of fear of being subjected to an assault on the public transit system, you feel that it's best not to avail yourself of any opportunity to use it for work, true?
Yes,
Any other reasons that you haven't looked for work other than fear of violence on the public transit system?
no,
Within the last 24 hours of day, in other words, as of 3:20 yesterday afternoon, have you consumed any alcohol of any kind?
no,
Have you consumed any drugs of any kind? And when I say drugs, I mean either prescription medication or over-the-counter medication that you can buy without a prescription, such as aspirin or recreational drugs.
yes, I have.
What?
Drixoral.
It's-
It's for my allergies.
How often do you take Drixoral?
Once every 12 hours.
How long have you been taking Drixoral on a once every 12-hour basis?
I just started. The day before yesterday, I think I bought them.
Who paid for them?
Joyce did.
Who advised you that you should take Drixoral?
I just kind of shopped around and, basically shopping for allergy pills.
Have you ever taken Drixoral before?
Yes,
When was the last time you took Drixoral before that?
probably 4 years ago.
Did you describe the elevator incident to Dr. Nash when you went to see her?
Did I describe, what do you mean? I don't understand what,
I'll rephrase the question then. When you went to see Dr. Nash, did you tell her how you got hurt?
yes,
Did you tell her the truth?
yes,
Did you see Dr. Nash write down notes when you told her what happened?
no, she didn't write down any notes.
What did you tell Dr. Nash?
I was in an elevator accident.
Did you elaborate in regard to a description of the accident at all?
I don't think so. I just said an elevator accident. I said I was feeling pain.
Did you describe the kind of elevator accident it was to Dr. Nash?
Can you rephrase that? I don't think he understands.
Sure. Did you describe what happened in the elevator accident to Dr. Nash?
As far as me falling, or I don't understand what you're trying to say.
In regard to what happened in the entire incident involving the elevator from beginning to end?
No, I didn't describe.
Let him finish his question.
I'm sorry.
In regard to the entire event that happened in the elevator accident or incident from the very beginning to the very end, did you tell Dr. Ash about any part of it or all of it?
15.
No, I simply told her that I was in an elevator accident and we free fell.
Did you tell her how far you free fell?
I said approximately 4 stories. I'm not sure.
Do you understand the question? He's asking you if you told Dr. Nash, if you...
I can ask my own questions. If he doesn't understand the question, I'll rephrase it. He didn't make one at a time, sir. He didn't tell me he didn't understand the question. He answered it. Then you jumped in and suggested to him, did you understand the question? That may be there is something in there that he doesn't know about. If you have an objection to the question, state your objection, and I suggest before he answers the question. Otherwise, you may waive it, and I'll ask my own questions. I don't need you to clarify a question. If the witness doesn't understand it, I'll rephrase it. If you don't understand it, you certainly can make your objection for the record.
Can you rephrase your last question, please?
Was it something about the question that you didn't understand?
Yes.
What was the area that you didn't understand so I can rephrase it so that you can understand it?
Would you repeat the question, please? He wasn't sure.
Did you tell Dr. Nash anything about the events that happened in the elevator incident?
The events as in,
As in what occurred inside the elevator and to the elevator car?
I'll stick with my answer to that last question.
What was that?
That I simply told her that I free fell,
What's free fell mean?
falling freely.
Do you assert the elevator car free fell in this incident?
From a point, yes.
Do you assert that the elevator car became unattached from all of the normal apparatus which retains the car from free falling?
From a point, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I fell as if, yeah,
Yeah doesn't work in a deposition.
yes.
At what point, strike that. Upon what facts do you base your assertion that the elevator became unattached from all the apparatus that prevents it from free falling?
Can you rephrase that, counsel?
Sure, there are different things that hold an elevator inside of an elevator shaft or hoistway,
Okay,
right?
yes.
And you assert that it became unattached from those things?
From a point, from a certain point, yes.
What do you base that assertion on?
The acceleration of the elevator,
Any other facts?
I started feeling light.
Any other facts?
The speed of the elevator, basically.
Anything else?
No, not at this point, no.
Did you tell Dr. Nash what floor you had started your trip going down in that ride that ended in the accident?
No,
Did you tell Dr. Nash that the ride was uneventful until the free fall started?
Can you rephrase that?
Sure. Did you tell Dr. Nash that everything seemed to be going on normally inside the elevator until it started to free fall?
no.
Didn't say anything about that subject?
I just said it free fell from a distance.
Did you ever tell Dr. Nash that the elevator became jammed at some point before it free fell?
I may have.
That's not true, though, is it?
That it was jammed?
Yes.
It felt like it was. It was weird. We were coming down and it felt like it was just starting.
Falling?
It felt as if we was, I don't know what it was, but it was just like almost, I'm not sure if it was a shoo. I can't explain it. It felt as if it,
Slow down. It's too hard for the reporter. You guys can't be talking at once. It's okay. Everything is cool. Just slow down.
it felt as if it may have actually, I can't recall.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go back to the scene of the incident a little bit, okay? You went to the Cult concert, correct?
Yes,
And then you left there. Did you drink anything before the concert?
no,
Did you do any drugs before the concert?
no.
Have you ever done drugs?
Objection, Your Honor.
Thank you for evaluating me to such a position I don't deserve. Go ahead and answer the question, please.
In my childhood, I've tried pot.
Anything else?
No. Beer.
When was the last time you've had any drugs? And by drugs, I mean for recreational purposes.
5, 6 years ago.
And that was marijuana?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever taken anything else?
Objection. I advise you not to answer those questions.
No, I haven't.
Then you got to the hotel and you rode with Mr. Fuji, correct?
Yep.
Does yep mean yes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And you entered the hotel through the front entrance?
Yes.
Who was in the lobby at the time that you entered the hotel of your group?
I can't recall.
Were you and Mr. Fuji the first to arrive?
I can't recall.
After you all got there, then you proceeded to go to Mr. Johnston's room where the party was going to be held, correct?
Objection. Mischaracterizes the testimony, counsel.
Have you ever read 776?
I don't believe I'm under oath, counsel.
Well, I suggest you read that section because that objection is nothing but trying to disrupt a cross-examination. It's not a proper objection, counsel. Go ahead and answer the question.
Repeat the question, please.
Sure. Want to read the question back?
There was no party that was being held. It was simply a small get-together.
I'm sorry. I think you used the term party and then qualified the same get-together and
You want to know the difference?
I don't understand the difference. Mr. Raboni, what's the difference between a party and a get-together in your mind?
I say party was with a bunch of people that come from, a variety of different areas and, different, cultures. Not cultures, but come from different places. Like we all live in the same area. We know each other, we decided to get together at Johnston's motel room.
Where does Mr. Johnston come from?
Where's he come from?
Yes, I'm kind of assuming he didn't live in the area and rented the hotel room because he was from out of town.
I'm not sure where he was staying at the time.
He didn't live in Sacramento area, did he?
He used to.
I'm talking about at the time of the get-together.
No.
Is there any other distinction you would draw between party and a get-together other than the background or the location from which?
I don't think it's that important.
Pardon?
I don't think it's that important. No.
You just don't feel comfortable calling this a party?
It was a party.
You prefer to call it a get-together?
Yeah.
Okay, how many people attended this get-together in total?
Approximately 8 to 9. I'm not sure. 8 or 9.
In addition to your group,
No.
including your group?
Yes.
Who was there?
I can't remember exactly.
Well, approximately who was there? Tell me the people who you recall aside from your particular group. I assume you remember all their names.
There is a few women, maybe 3 or 4 girls that we knew from the neighborhood.
3 or 4 women that you knew from the neighborhood,
Yeah.
in addition to Mr. Johnston, right?
Correct.
So that gets us up to about 10 people.
Around there, yeah.
Could have been a few more, right?
Could have. Maybe they came later on. I'm not sure.
You stayed about an hour and had at least 2 beers to drink, true?
This is correct.
Do you remember how much you drank that night?
Yep.
What does yep mean?
Yes, sir.
Do you specifically remember that it was not more than 2 beers?
Yep, sir. Yes, sir.
You don't have to add the sir. We're not in the military. But if you kindly state your answers to questions as yes, sir, and no, sir, rather than yep and things like that. Because the problem, Mr. Raboni, is that the reporter has to interpret what you mean, and that's not proper for her to do.
I understand.
To be doing so, you're putting her in a position that goes beyond what her job is, okay? In your group, everyone drank?
No,
Who didn't drink?
I can't remember.
And by drink, I mean alcohol.
I know. Everybody didn't drink.
Well, who didn't drink? Can you name one person who didn't drink?
If you can't name someone, that's fine. Just go from your recollection and
I can't recall. I know there is a safe driver for the cars.
As you sit here today, you can't think of the name of a single person in that get-together who didn't drink. Is that true?
May have been Sean, but I'm not sure. I can't.
I don't want you to guess what may have been.
Well, then I don't remember.
So what I said is correct, right? That you can't remember the name of a single person who didn't drink alcohol, true?
I'll say Sean Fuji.
Are you guessing?
No,
Everyone else that you can think of drank, right?
I can't recall the names, but I'm sure they must have. I'm not sure.
When you left the room at the time you wanted to leave the get-together, you all left as a group, right?
No, not everybody. Just the people that were in the elevator.
The 5 of you?
Yes, sir.
You went to what elevators to go down?
Elevators that were in the rear of the Hilton.
Was that the one you took up?
No, it wasn't.
Did you go to a different set of elevators to go down?
Yes, we did.
In terms of the elevator that you took up, was there anything unusual or distinctive about the elevator?
I can't remember.
The elevator that you took down when you first saw it, do you remember anything unusual or distinctive about it?
No, I don't recall. No.
so warm up is over.